So how do we factor something like this polynomial here? At first glance, it doesn't fit nicely into any of the patterns that we've seen for factoring polynomials so far. But what should stand out to you to kind of point you in the right direction? First, notice that there's an x squared here, a y squared here, and an xy in the middle. All right, that's telling me that we can handle this, and we're going to do it in a way very similar to the way that we factor a quadratic equation. All right, so first, it's got three terms. It's going to factor two parts. And the first two parts here have to have an x. Right? Then when I multiply them together, that's going to give the x squared. And the last two parts have to have y's. That way, when I multiply those two together, I get a y squared. And when we do, remember the FOIL method, when we do the first parts, this part here will give me an xy, and this part here will give me an xy. And that's gonna give me that middle xy term that I need. All right, so now the question becomes, what do we do for numbers, right? Well, we can handle the numbers using the methods that we use for factoring quadratic equations. First, I'm going to multiply the a and the c term. I'm going to multiply the 6 and the minus 10. 6 times minus 10 is minus 60. And now you remember what we do, right? I'm going to look for numbers whose product is negative 60 and whose sum is 11. Now, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me write out the whole list. Turns out 15 and negative 4 are the match that we need. 15 times negative 4 is negative 60. 15 plus negative 4 is 11. So now I'm going to use our quadratic factoring method. I'm going to make this 6x squared plus 15xy minus 4xy minus 10y squared. The 15 and the minus 4 came from my two numbers here. All right, now let's see. How am I going to factor this? We've got four parts here, right? So we're going to factor this by grouping. With this first section here, I can factor out a 3x. And this will become 2x plus 5y. And then over here, let's see, I'm going to factor out a minus 2y. And what's left is, let's see, 2x plus 5y, which, look at that, is exactly what I needed. I have a 2x plus 5y here and a 2x plus 5y here. Multiply that common factor, common expression, out. I'm going to bring the 2x plus 5y out in front. I've got a 3x left from the first term and a minus 2y left from the second term. And that's my final answer. And look, that matches exactly what I said I was going to need to end up with. I said I was going to need to have 2x terms, and I do. And I said I was going to need to have 2y terms, and I do. So that's the method you're going to use for factoring these things that are trinomials, right? A polynomial with three terms, but have two different variables.